A new inflation report shows prices climbing nearly 6.5% compared to last year, a higher number than expected. The rising prices squeezing household budgets across the country and hitting seniors who live on fixed incomes particularly hard. We've got a panel of seniors right now here to weigh in. Retired university counselor and Tampa resident Sharon Johnson. She's right there. And then we've got Boston resident Janice Wallace. She's right here. And then we've got Nashville resident Doug Binford diagonally from me. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
All right, Sharon, let's start with you. I was reading in the New York Times that because so many people, particularly on fixed income and retirees, don't have as much and food costs so much, it says there are a lot of people who are no longer buying meat because it's so expensive, and instead they're eating beans or cheese. Have you noticed with you and your friends that suddenly when you go to the grocery store, you're looking at every price because you wonder whether or not you can afford it?
Well, absolutely. These are times that everything seems to be doubled or tripled. And frankly, we realize that we don't necessarily need to have all the things that we have had.
Absolutely. And Janice, I know that for you, what you've noticed is you've noticed that your food stamps were reduced because you want to work and be a little active. And so what's happening to your bottom line?
My bottom line is that I was getting approximately $200 a month, which barely, believe it or not, did not cover it. And now I'm reduced to $36.
What do you get? Okay, $36. That's 6 dozen eggs.
Right, or it's a box of Keurig coffee pods and a half a quart of milk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No kidding. Doug,
Yeah.
before you retired, you worked for Kroger. You worked your way up into management. You know better than anybody why things are so expensive. So what do you find yourself doing now as opposed to back when things were so much cheaper last year?
Well, it's hard for me to walk through a store without having a heart attack. I mean, it's so high. And seeing the beef prices, egg prices that you mentioned, and just everything's just gone sky high. And it's just my wife and I, so we can cut down. It's pretty easy for us. But I really feel sorry for anyone that lives on a really fixed income. I don't know how they're making it. It's just impossible.
Sure. Sharon, what about you? Are you clipping coupons? Are you going to places? Are you going to like Big Lots stores? Are you going to discount grocery stores, things like that?
Well, we don't go to the discount stores per se, but stores like Winn-Dixie here in Tampa, they do the buy one, get one. And so I find myself moving towards that. And then I'm able to stock up on things. I live with my family, my husband, my daughter, my sister, and her son. And so we, in essence, we pool our resources together, which makes a lot of sense for families today. Families are struggling.
They absolutely are. And I've also been reading that because so many seniors are unable to afford food, they don't go out to dinner with their friends anymore. They're reluctant to go out at all. And so they wind up kind of being isolated at home. And Janice, one of the things you told our producer is forget about food. It's become almost prohibitively expensive to clean your house. Cleaning supplies are killing you.
Cleaning supplies are out of control. Things like Ajax and dishwashing soap and to clean your floors and dust. It's become out of control. I mean, I'm spending about $60 to $75 a month, which is not doable, really, for me.
No kidding, especially if you're only taking in $36 from Social Security. That's crazy. Doug, are you doing without some luxuries that you've lived with in the past? Are you cutting back on the amount of meat you buy, or less treats like ice cream or soda, or God forbid alcohol? Are you cutting back on things like that?
Well, yeah, you have to. I think you need to manage your business and your personal business, so you have to cut back. We find ourselves buying smaller quantities when we go and trying to cut back all expenses we can because, you know, the one thing people don't mention how expensive it is to travel. We've cut back travel because you can't afford it. It costs over $100 a day to rent a car.
Right.
That's incredible.
If you can find a car, you're absolutely right.
That's right.
It used to be, it was so much cheaper to drive somewhere, but now with gas at $4 or $5 a gallon, everything is crazy. Sharon and Janice and Doug, thank you very much for telling us about your story. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.